United Kingdom expelled the Russian military attaché. It is a consequence, as the Home Office noted, of the reckless and dangerous activities of the Russian government across Europe. The Kremlin has already promised to give London, I quote, an adequate response, to which British Home Secretary James Cleverly said that Moscow would spread conspiracy theories and accuse the United Kingdom of Russophobia.
Russia thinks they can divide Europe through continued hostile action. They are wrong. Today we have announced we are expelling an undeclared Russian military intelligence officer and are placing limits on the amount of time their diplomats are able to stay in the UK. James Cleverly, Secretary of State for the Home Department, on social network X.
Experts are confident that Russia does not have diplomatic leverage over London. After all, Western countries have almost no communication with Moscow, and the diplomats remaining in Russia perform only a technical function.
На самом-то деле Великобритания является
In fact, the UK is a leader in both minimization of the influence of Russian agents on domestic politics issues and generally harsh rhetoric towards Russia. The latest statements by British Foreign Secretary Cameron in Ukraine was about permission to use British weapons for purposes outside of Ukraine. That is, it is such an active confirmation for Russia that Britain wants to maintain a leadership role in the context of pressure on the Russian Federation and assistance for Ukraine, among other things.
In January 2024, Great Britain signed a security treaty with Ukraine, providing London to help Kyiv's defense capabilities before joining NATO. This agreement was the first among similar documents to implement the agreements of the Vilnius NATO summit. During the signing, British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak also noted that the UK was the first to provide Ukraine with lethal weapons, tanks and long-range missiles.
Для британского общества
For British society, it is quite clear who is the aggressor, who is the victim, and what values we, that is, Ukraine and Britain, have in common, what values we set. These are the values of democracy. These are the values of freedom, which are alien to the aggressor state. In British society, it is also necessary to work intensively with various organizations, for example, trade unions. Why? Because it means strengthening the support for Ukraine.
Experts are confident that assistance to Ukraine will continue regardless of the results of the parliamentary elections, which will take place at the beginning of 2025 in the United Kingdom. As analysts note, after the start of the full-scale invasion, the Kremlin lost its former influence on the world and, in particular, British politics, and it will not be able to split British society on the issue of supporting Ukraine.
и лейбористы, и
Both Labours and Conservatives, two key political forces, quite clearly state their positions and the unacceptability of the Russian war. There is no need to sometimes think that society or institutions or agencies in the UK are passively observing how Russia affects, for example, on their citizens. It is not like that, and systems for ensuring at least cybersecurity will continue to be strengthened. Therefore, I do not expect any very serious influences or results from these attempts to influence political elections in Great Britain on the part of the Russian Federation.
In addition to military assistance, Great Britain also provides financial assistance to Ukraine. On May the 8th, the Ukrainian Ministry of Energy announced that Britain had allocated 23 million euros to support Ukraine's energy sector. As the department reported, the funds will be used to purchase equipment to repair damaged energy infrastructure and provide backup power. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Andriy Dmitrenko, UATV News.